the Fed's report on what happened to Silicon Valley Bank is going to have you shaking your head. Or maybe not. Maybe not, because you're plugged in and you are a playable character and you're not some drone walking around. So these unproductive class individuals have the audacity to tell us that SVB, Signature Valley Bank, failed because of supervisory failures and compounded by a dose of social media frenzy. A dose of social media frenzy. No, it wasn't because we took your assets. We're the most regulated industry on earth. We are the best industry, the most regulated. We have all these things in place. We have the FDIC who guarantees your cash up to $250,000, but yet in total we only have $125 billion to secure $9 trillion in assets. Figure that one out. Basic math. No, it's not because we take your cash. We have a zero reserve limit, so we take it all and then we lend it all back out. We make a lot of risky bets. We go gambling at the casino. We do a lot of funky things, shady things, and then we end up losing a lot of it. And then when you come back in droves to get out your cash, but it's legally the bank's when you give it to them, when you go back to get your cash out of the bank doesn't have it. Silicon Valley Bank doesn't have it. There are no banks that have it. That's the banking system. That's the fiat inflationary monetary system we live in. That's the legacy banking system. Yes, that's how this works. That's how they enrich themselves. Don't tell you exactly what's going on. All the regulations they have, they forget to mention the one thing that's probably the most important. The one thing that the government's looking out for us. Oh, really? How come they don't make the most regulated industry in the world tell you upfront and clearly, because I'm sure it's on page 7,000 in your contract somewhere, which we've all read, make them tell you that, oh, hey, if you want to come give us cash, we are going to go lend it all out. You're not going to have any of it here. We just type digits into a computer. And so if you end up wanting a bunch all at the same time, and a bunch if you want to do it all at the same time, there's a good chance, high likelihood, it's not going to be here. Now imagine if they told you the truth. Imagine if the regulators, if they actually made banks tell the truth. This is the Ponzi of the banking system. This is the entire reason the banking system falls apart. This is the reason the central bank had to be created 100 years ago with all these panics and these booms and busts and all these crazy things. The free market clears these things out. And you know what the free market is telling us now? Bitcoin is the bank you can bank with and vault yourself. In cold storage, of course, outside the hands of all the unproductive class, outside the hands of the bankers, outside of the hands of the government and the people trying to steal your time and energy without your consent and going and doing whatever they want with it, whatever they please. Going and spilling it back into propaganda, back blasting in your face, or going out and make investments and going out and making 7% or 6% or 10% on their loans, but then paying you 0.001%. I mean, why would people keep doing that? Which, ironically, they're not going to, because deposits are flying out of the banks, because they keep raising rates, the central banks, because they want to squeeze the average person. So, we're going to blame it on social media. It was social media's fault that these banks collapsed. It wouldn't matter. Social media told every single person to go get every dollar out of the bank that was theirs. It shouldn't matter, right? If you're running a good business, if you're running an ethical business, if you're running a kosher operation, shouldn't matter. Should all be there. But it's not. That's the banking system. That is the Ponzi scheme that is modern banking. And ironically, we have First Republic Bank going into receivership to the FDIC, I believe, right now, as we speak, on this Friday afternoon. Going into another bank completely failing. You know what it's not failing? Bitcoin. You know what's predictable? Bitcoin. You know what we know the issuance of, the monetary issuance, unlike the central bank? Bitcoin. Guys, we're going to keep doing this. I'll be here 10 years from now doing the same videos, the same simplistic rules the entire time. Simplicity is key. When you make things overly complex, they tend to fail. When you make things overly complex, people tend not to get it. But that's why they don't want you to get it. They want your head to be buried so far into the sand, you can't hear or see any of the games being played around you. They are treating you like a 10-year-old, like a 5-year-old, and you accept it. You say, yep, you know what? I'm not responsible enough. I'm not accountable enough. I'm not smart enough. I can't be a normal human being. I can't just go take care of my finances, my budgeting. I can't go take my cash on my bank that's they're playing around with and gambling with. And I can't go put it into an actual asset. I can't go put it into Bitcoin. I can't go buy a little gold and silver. I can't go buy some food storage. I can't be prepared for what's coming. Because the more this happens, guys, breaking news, the worse things get. The more these things happen, the crazier things are going to get, which, newsflash, that's what the government wants. That's what the one world government cronies want. They want that because then they can squeeze you for more of your liberties and more of your freedoms and say, well, we're gonna create these programs. We're gonna do these new things. We're gonna bail you out. We're gonna do all these things. You just got to give some of your freedoms away. We're gonna buy your house and we'll give you 50 grand extra, 10 grand extra, 100 grand extra if you just download this slavery app. I mean, this government Fed Now app or CBDC app. That's it. That's it. So again, in wrapping this up, U.S. 5-year credit default swaps hit new 2011 high. That's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So the credit default swaps are basically insurance on the currencies failing, insurance on the government's failing. And the U.S. 5-year credit default swaps hit a high over the last 12 years. Because people are calling the bluff on the dollar. And seeing people leaving the dollar, going to BRICS, or the seemingly new creation of BRICS, or going to Bitcoin. And then the fiat cucks tell us, oh no, you're an accelerationist. You want to speed up the demise. So that's going to happen. It's better to be 6 months early than 1 day late. And we are here to have objective reporting, truth, reason, question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself. We are going to keep searching for those answers. We're going to keep searching for what we can do to prepare ourselves. Because life is about moving forward and bettering ourselves every single day. Our mind, our body, our soul, and providing for our families and providing for each other, doing the right thing. It just blows me away that this is constantly, we have to be reminded always that governments, cronies at the top, don't have our best interests at heart. Why do you need to be reminded of that constantly? Even if people don't learn these things growing up, these should be things where you inherently trust but verify. I don't know why, humans, I guess I do know why, in a way. Humans are inherently good people. And the people at the top, the 1,000th of 1%, the unproductive class, they insidiously use the goodness, the good naturedness of all human beings. They use it against them. They weaponize it against people. That's the saddest and most insidious part of all this. So we only need 3%. 3% gave the 97% in America during the Revolutionary War. All we need is 3%. That's it. A small and intransigent minority will take back our freedoms, our liberties. I encourage you to be part of that. Is at the end of the day, what does it matter? What does life matter at the end of the day? If we don't have our freedoms, our liberties, our rights, and our pursuit of happiness, life, what does it matter? What is it? There is no point of life. There's literally zero point of life. So unless you have a better idea, please put it in the comments. Please put it in the comments below. So I appreciate you, your time and energy. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. There's a lot of things out there. A lot of things coming. A lot of signposts on this freeway. The freeway is out ahead. The train tracks are out ahead, and we've got a lot of warnings. It's time to get prepared. The more prepared we are, the more independent and resilient we are, the less this will affect us, and the faster we can rebuild, and the more we can thrive on the backside of this. So question everything with boldness. It's not financial advice, it's freedom advice. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. And please share it out because the algorithm, as we know, hates truth. See you soon.